Spurs fans, all the focus has been on pick number 2. Let's not forget, we have one more lottery pick.
Go, Spurs, go, 'cause the Giants stay.
What's up, San Antonio Spurs fans? Welcome to TSR Sports. What a crazy week this week. What an exciting week for us, for Spurs fans. My question to you, the number 14 pick. Should we draft someone or should we trade the pick? I'll give my 2 cents in just a few moments, but we're going to continue on from an article from Pounding the Rock where they talked about who we could possibly draft with the second pick, and we're going to pick up with the 14th pick. First up, Carter Bryant, the 6'7" wing at Arizona, who did measure just a little under 6'7" for the record. Bryant is a long, strong, athletic wing who shot the ball well in his freshman season. Just about a quarter inch shy of an inch of a 7-foot wingspan, I read that weird, and uses that length to be a real disruptor on defense. He may be one of the best 3-and-D wings in the draft, and he shoots 37% from 3. Bryant may be a fast riser in the draft with this combination of size, athleticism, defense, and spot-up shooting. He's an excellent fit for our Spurs, who could use more versatile defenders and shooters around Wemby. Well, I can't argue with guys that can play defense and can actually shoot the ball. Up next, Thomas Sorber, the 6'10 center out of Georgetown, who is a little under 6'10. He's actually just barely over 6'9", 6'9 and a quarter inch. I'll get to why I'm giving out the measurements here in just a moment. What? The Spurs need a center. Yes, they do. Sorber is a strong, athletic, and long center despite his height. He has a 7'6" wingspan, and I do believe that is actually correct, with a 9'1" standing reach. Okay, so our guy's got some long arms. Sorber hasn't spaced the floor yet, but his jump shot mechanics are smooth. His biggest strengths are his physicality and rim deterrence defensively, while offensively he'll be a solid weapon as a rim runner and short roll playmaker in the pick and roll. Okay? And last but not least, Liam McNeely from UConn, the 6'7", just slightly under 6'7" wing. McNeely may be the best shooter still on the board at 14. He didn't shoot the ball particularly well last year, about 32% from 3. He has long been known as a 3-point sniper, pew-pew, who has had hot shooting stretches at UConn. He has size and strength on the wing, plays with fire, and comes from a great college program. The best college program. There, you happy, Miss DSR? Defensively, he will need some work. Okay? And I think that's actually all I have to say on mine. Yep, okay, that's it. So, short article. All right, so, and there's 5 guys on the thumbnails here. I want to ask you guys, are they measuring everyone with shoes on? Because, man, when they do the combine, everybody comes up shorter. I've also been keeping an eye on Rasheer Fleming, who came up a little short at 6'8" and a quarter inch. He was originally listed at 6'9", and then Danny Wolf, who's right above me, was listed as 7 foot. He's actually 6'10" and a half. Okay. And one thing I forgot to mention, by the way, if you watch Thomas Sorber's highlights, if we were to draft Sober, oh my gosh, maybe I need to be sober to do this video. Thomas Sorber, I am. It would be team scream, because I saw in quite a few of his dunks, he was yelling and doing the whole Kelman Johnson thing. I'm like, oh my gosh, can you imagine both him and Johnson on the court screaming together and screaming at each other? We literally would have to start keeping track of screams, plus assists and rebounds and points and all that other good stuff. But anyway, at the start of the video, I said, what would I do? I would draft somebody at 14. We traded the 8th pick overall last year, but I like some of the talent that's available at 14. I think there's going to be a lot of guys off the roster. Bismack Biyombo. I forgot about Charles Bassey for a second. We're going to need a big. So I would draft anybody at 14 but a guard. Not draft anybody. I would draft any one of these players, although I would prefer somebody 6'8" or taller. Rasheer Fleming's definitely been one I've kept an eye on. It'd be very interesting to see what the Spurs do. Really roster-wise moving forward, guys. We need a big. We have these 2 lottery tickets, if you will. It seems like almost a certainty the Spurs are going to draft Dylan Harper with number 2, which does raise a lot of question marks of fit. When you got Fox, you got Castle to selling him, but I also agree with you guys 100%. You don't want to be the team that passes up the best player in the draft because of fit. You guys are, some of you referenced an old school one where, and I do remember this, I didn't watch it, but I certainly get the frame of reference. In the, 84 draft, the Portland Trailblazers, because they already had a shooting guard in Clyde Drexler, needed a big, and they drafted Sam Bowie, who was pretty much a bust, and bypassed Michael Jordan, who went 3rd overall and became only the greatest basketball player on the planet. So I'm not saying Dylan Harper is going to be the greatest thing, the next Michael Jordan, but I understand if there's a talent that, and from what I understand in this draft, it's Cooper Flagg, it's Dylan Harper, and then it's everybody else. And if there's that much distance in the prospects, then I'm all in on Harper. it kind of, I don't get the fit. What I do know is we need size on the court. We can't have Wemby be the only big out there. It's just not going to work. We saw it last year. When he came off the court, the team got destroyed. When he went down with injury, we were getting out-rebounded left and right. People were dunking on us left and right. We need to get a big. And I like some of the bigs here. My question is, which one? I honestly don't know. I've seen some good things about Rasheer Fleming. I've seen some reasons to not draft him. I've seen some good things about Danny Wolf. I've also seen reasons not to draft him, which, you could apply to any prospect, but those weaknesses in their game are going to be much more glaring, and there's going to be more of them when you're somebody that's picked later in the draft. And let's not forget, we also have the second round. Maxime Reynaud is a player we've talked about a lot on this channel. We picked 38th in the second round. I see some mocks having him go higher. I see some draft boards having him lower. He might be available at 38. Maybe not, but if this is a player the Spurs really want, and I'm certainly up for it, another French player that's also played with Wemby, I believe, correct? Maybe with the 8 million second-round picks we have, and I think next year we have 4 or 5 second-round picks, which we're never going to use them all. Take your own second-round pick, give another one, and move up in the second round. Why not? We talk a lot about moving up in the first round and doing this and doing that. Let's not forget the second round has some quality players. Hello, Manu Ginobili, Nikola Jokic. Not saying we're going to find that type of player in the second round, but sometimes you can find a really good player, and we need a big, and he certainly fits the bill. There's also the question, what's going to happen in the offseason? Will we make any trades? Who will come back? I think I said it earlier in the video, I think a lot of guys are going to be gone off this roster. Bassi, Biyombo, Mamu's a giant question mark. That's 3 of our bigger players right there. I don't see a world where Brandon comes back or Wesley. I think the Spurs picked up their contracts for next year, but they also might still be options. Honestly, I don't know on that one because right now I'm just kind of off the cuff. I didn't plan for this part of the video. If we draft Harper, we don't need Branham. We don't need Wesley. And a lot of you saying we don't need Vassell. And I like Devin. I don't want... We have too many wings. And Harper's just going to give us a +1 on there, so we got to start subtracting. Chris Paul probably won't be back, and he would save us $10 million on the cap. And that's one thing we have to remember, too. I say this on every video because I want folks to remember the salary cap is something you have to pay attention to with our team. We just can't... I've seen some folks say, let's bring in Giannis and KD. I'm like, the Spurs are not a franchise that's not going to only blow away the salary cap, but then blow away the luxury tax, then go to the first floor, and then the second floor. We're not going to sit there and pay, or they are going to pay millions upon millions upon millions of taxes to the NBA and blow up the salary cap. We're not that team. The Spurs, in my experience, in fandom, will try to be at it, may go over it. We've gone over it, but I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong because I don't remember the numbers. I don't think we've blown it out of the water when we've had championship caliber teams, but we're not the type of team that's going to be $100 million over the cap. That's not the Spurs. And if you have Giannis with his $50 to $60 million, Fox getting his $50 million, Wemby getting 40 when his extension comes up, yeah, you're going to have 3 awesome players. Then you got nobody around him, absolutely nobody. And in your franchise, when that big player brought in gets old or retires or gets traded or whatever happens, I like the way we're building now. I don't want to rush it. I don't want them to make a mistake. We've seen many NBA teams do where they give up a lot of assets, they bring in an older player, win now, and yes, maybe they win one, and then the wheels fall off. The Lakers are a good example. I mention the Lakers a lot. You got LeBron James, the star. They had Anthony Davis, and they had a bunch of young players, and they won the bubble championship. And you put an asterisk on it all you want. It's an NBA title. If the Spurs won that year, y'all wouldn't be asterisking it, would you? No, you wouldn't. And then they traded away all their young guys, a lot of their young guys at least, and brought in Russell Westbrook. A win-now move. Totally backfired. And yes, Giannis Antetokounmpo is certainly, at this time, better than Westbrook was at that time, but it was a win-now move, and it absolutely backfired. And I don't want to see our team do that. Try to play the win-now move, maybe win one, maybe win none, and then in 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, we'll look back and be like, oh, what the hell did we do? Because the Lakers are a great example. They have not been in the finals since that championship. They keep trying to bring in stars, trying to do the win now, and Giannis, KD, those all feel like win now moves. I don't want to win now. I want a dynasty. I want 15 years of Spurs greatness ahead of us, if not more, depending on how Wemby's career lasts. So that's where I'm at. I'm rambling. Drop a comment on your thoughts on the players we talked about. Hit the thumbs down, support the channel, and subscribe and become part of our awesome Spurs community. And thank you, and as always, go Spurs, go.